Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over Solo Raid, the third season that is happening. They put out all the information, I think yesterday. 3 days ago, this is 3 days ago. Yeah, they put out all the information on what's coming with Solo Raid and how to tackle it and all that like little jazz extra stuff, right? So before we get into all of it, make sure I subscribe, but yeah, so it's the third season. One thing I do like about Solo Raid personally are the frames of the bosses they have. That's literally the only reason why I do it. I mean, like the cube upgrade materials, the cube harmony cube materials are cool and whatever, but there's just so little that it's like they're still getting them, but it just isn't enough whatsoever, right? Like I think my resilience cube needs like 50. Actually, we could check, right? We can check. How much does my one cube need? Resilience. All right, let me see. To upgrade it, I need 50. So I only need 7 more, of course, because I use my union raid stuff on it. But yeah, right. So when you get higher and higher, it becomes like it's gonna stack over time, but it's not something where it's like, you know, it's gonna be all that beneficial in the long run. I mean, like realistically, it's not really that beneficial. It's free mats, free cube relics, like they're not relics, well mats, I get it, but I don't know. I know a lot of people consider Solo Raid a whale type game mode, which it kind of is, right? But there's that, right? So the next union raid, or not union raid, Solo Raid happens on the 13th of July, and it lasts for 7 days, like always. It is Harvester, right? So if you don't know what Harvester is an easier boss, right? It's one of those weak story type bosses. It's just a spider, right? That's the gimmick here. Well, we fought this spider before, right? You fight it, you take down the legs, and then it falls. You get extra, like, you know what Harvester is, right? So this one is gonna be more easier for a lot of people. And I think, what's it called? A lot of characters will be very, very useful here, right? Obviously, you want to have a healer on all your teams, right? I think if we don't know how Solo Raid works, you have 3 different teams. No, I think Solo Raid, you have 5 different teams, actually. Yeah, you have 5 different teams. And I would highly recommend to bring at least one healer on each of those teams, for 5 different healers. Your best healing options are obviously going to be Blanc and Noir on the same team, right? Another team should have Rapunzel. Another one should probably have Helm. One should probably have Pepper. And then another one should probably have this new swimsuit Mary, right? It's definitely going to be your best choices. Another thing is that Harvester is actually a fire code character, and weak to water. So with Mary, you can run some comms there depending on what you want to run. Not that many great water options, but if you want to use that Neon, the limited one, the literally last banner that was out, then by all means you could use her as well, but I don't think she's gonna do much for you, honestly. She's not even good against bosses, surprisingly, right? So there's all that. So the boss information: Harvester, fire code, weak to water, distance far, so sniper rifles will be best here, right? But and of course, if you have the hit rate for, like, you know a lot of these what's it called? Okay, my AC turned on. 1 second. Now that my AC is off, kick. You could use, obviously, whatever. It's not by force to run sniper rifles, but they are recommended by Nikke themselves, right? Usually when games recommend stuff, I don't want to say they're always wrong, but, you know, they're never usually 1000% correct, right? Now, I'm not saying not to use a sniper rifle. I'm just saying don't build a full team off sniper rifles, because Nikke recommended that, obviously, right? So, like, I think the gimmick here is Rapture's attack mode, avoid laser shots by taking cover. So when Harvester is about to shoot the lasers, you just press spacebar and cover. It's as simple as that. Shoot cancel rings to defend against group attacks. So if you want to protect yourself from an AoE, then just get to cancel the rings, right? Just cancel those out. I think that means in, like, the canceling the interruption part. So I think that's what they mean right there, right? And the raptures will be summoned, so eliminate the summoned raptures quickly, right? Because obviously if they stack up, it'll be more troublesome, especially when you get higher in the stages, right? So it's pretty simple. Harvester is not really much to say. It's gonna come in a couple days. Harvester, like I said, is a quite simple boss. It's not as difficult as many others like Nihilister, right? But It's definitely one that people don't have that much experience against, because it's like a boss you just fight here and there in story and tower, right? Where blacksmith you fight all the time, and the Nihilister is just difficult for some people, right? So it really depends on how you go about it. But yeah, Solar Raid coming soon. I think there's actually a co-op happening as well. I'm pretty sure a co-op is happening as well, but not with Solar Raid, I don't think. I think it was in the patch notes. I'm not going to talk about that though, because it's not part of this video. But yeah, in terms of the rewards you get from this, like I said in the beginning, there's a custom frame that I care about personally, right? It's going to be a harvester based frame, and they seem to be limited. The rewards are not that great though from the rankings. I think like first place gets a multi. I think only first place. No, I think they get 2 multis. I'm probably getting confused with PvP, right? But I think either first place gets 1 multi or first place gets 2 multis, and then it goes down from there. So second place gets like just under 2 multis or under a multi. Yeah, it goes something like that. It's either a multi or 2 multis. I don't remember the rewards exactly, but you need, I think, to be in the top 50. I think you need to be in top 50 or something like that to get the frames, top 50% or top 50. I'll make a video when Solar Raid actually comes out, but the general thing, like, that's how it is. So you guys let me know what you think, bro. If you're gonna be able to, let me know if you guys even like doing Solar Raids, right? Because I know every time Solar Raid comes out, everyone's always saying it's a whale type game mode, which is understandable. But let me know if you guys are excited, right? It seems to be another somewhat free Solar Raid, right? I don't think Harvester is difficult. I just don't think a lot of people are going to automatically know what to do against Harvester, right? Especially since it's a boss you barely fight. Well, I've seen it a couple times, but it's just not a boss. It's not a boss that everyone knows, right? You're very familiar with SI bosses, and you know those bosses that are like just very, very difficult that you spend so much time on, right? Like Nihilister, for example, or Material H. But this boss is just one of those like weak bosses that are not really a threat, honestly. That's just my opinion, right? So Solar Raid coming out soon. It comes out in 4 days. Make sure you guys have your teams prepped, come up with comms, stuff like that. You could always search online for teams, right? Remember your 5 healers. I highly recommend Rapunzel, Noir, the new Mary if you have her, Pepper on one, and most likely Helm on another. Or you could use Noise. I know a lot of people use Noise as well. Right, just if you have 5 healers, you want to kind of have a healer on each team, because then you're gonna get better results, literally, right? Nero might be quite useful here, but we'll see. But for now, it's your boy Zxous. Make sure you guys subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace.